Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is about life and death and everything in between. It was raining this morning, so I actually recorded a 16-minute video at home, which I said some very pertinent things, and then when I went to edit it for YouTube, I discovered that I hadn't put my headset on. So the headset was across the room and it caught some of what I said, but not all of it. So here I am doing a walk and talk in what the Northwest considers a sunny day. We've had a really difficult week, and last weekend, actually, on the planet, a lot of people left all at once. Now, people leave all the time on the planet. I don't know how many billions of people are here, but people are getting born and people are dying all the time. But when there's a collective exit, such as there was an earthquake where 2,000 people died, there was also a horrific attack, terrorist attack, and a lot of people left, and there were actually a couple of other earthquakes too, and I haven't tracked the numbers for that. But there was a mass exit, and so it's been a difficult week for many people, for a lot of us, and has really hit home in ways, even if we didn't have relatives there or anything like that. So I want to talk a little bit about dying and getting born and my experience with that, because I've actually helped a couple of different people die, and I just want to show something right now as I'm walking in nature. I think those were impatiens. Anyway, I helped my mother die, and it was a long, slow process, and she had an Alzheimer's, and she had cancer, and it was like midwifing someone back to spirit. So my experience with dying is that we on this side are midwifing, whether energetically or intentionally, we're helping that person birth themselves back to spirit. And on the other side, there's this great welcoming. And you can just read or listen to any near-death experience, or I would say listen to several of them, and you'll experience similarities, even if their specific stories are different. And across the board, none of them ever want to come back. It's so wonderful there. So I think about this is, my mother transitioned from what was a poor quality of life with Alzheimer's increasing to back into the all that is. And losing someone you love is sad, is hard on this side. Okay, so it's painful on the physical side. My body won't ever see my mom again. The difficult thing too was she was the person I would call when I had hard times happening, and when it was her, I couldn't call her on the phone. So, but on the spiritual side, I'm not disconnected from my mother. She's with me all the time. It's been almost 11 years, and so as a being and on that spiritual level, we are not disconnected. what is happening now on the planet is that we are going through, it's been going on. We've been going through an evolution as consciousness, which really means that as consciousness, we're able to come into our bodies more, so our bodies are experiencing more heightened sense of awareness and also connection with the others, because everyone's conscious. Everything is conscious. That's a different video. So why we viscerally feel things that have happened, halfway around the world or on the other side of the world. And we're feeling that as part of that we feel the collective. We're all connected. And as I said, it's harder for us here that are left behind. The chickens. So when I am aligned as consciousness, when I am operating as consciousness, when I am in my awareness as consciousness, it's easier for me to navigate. It's easier for me to care for my body, which is going through grief. And it's helps me keep the perspective. There's a lightness within all the darkness. Let me see. So I wanted to also touch base on a different aspect of things, where I've been in this experience the last 5 years of initially helping my brother recover from a stroke. Now, I felt like I was an expert at midwifing people back to spirit. I didn't feel like I had anything I could contribute to someone, how to stay in the body and navigate things. And, everybody is different, and we all have our own agency to navigate life. The challenge with my brother is that, he had a stroke, paralyzed on the right side of his body. He also has some brain injury, so besides aphasia. So, it's been a challenging, plus he has his own basic personality. So, and I didn't imagine I'd still be doing this after 5 years. In fact, about 2-3 years into it, when I felt the cycle was completing, his wife was getting ready to retire, and so I thought, I can go home. And what happened instead is that she got diagnosed with a very aggressive form of inoperable breast cancer. And then I found myself having 2 years of her going to continuous chemo. And it was such a different experience. This woman is an Energizer bunny. She's pretty amazing at manifesting her reality. Hi. And she almost died a year into it, and then rallied, and since for the last 9 months she's been off of chemo on a watch and wait. And there's concern now, so something else is starting up. So what is this cycle? What is going on? Everybody is navigating their lives. They're all on their own individual road trips. So that's happening in New York. And then here on Vashon Island, I have a relative who has mental health issues. They've got, it's called treatment-resistant depression, and they were a caretaker and for a family member, and their family member died, and they just really couldn't handle the grief, and it's been a progression down. So I look at that as he is a very capable being navigating this part of the road trip, and it's painful to watch. And so I had a revelation about that over last weekend, which was like with my mother, there was this sense of grief, and this happens a lot when you're caretaking somebody who has Alzheimer's. There's the loss of who they were, so you're kind of pre-grieving. But also then when you have somebody on hospice, you're grieving that as well. This person is still navigating their life. They could rally, they could turn things around. And they're on their own road trip, They're themselves as consciousness, and their body, the vehicle, is on their own road trip. As much as I'd like to change, fix, and manipulate the reality, step into a reality where it's different. So I realized that there's an amount of grieving with that, and remembering that this lifetime happens in the blink of an eye. Right? Consciousness, it just happens like that. And we are all connected. Whether somebody's in a body or not in a body, we are all connected. And, as much as I used to teach law of attraction, and I used to teach law of attraction before Abraham Hicks, and I used to teach the power of now, present time, before that book was written. So I have to say, this is still a lot quieter and less traffic than a street in Queens. So it's a different way of navigating reality now. And, so there's this on this side of the country, and New York on the other side of the country. And then in Spain, my son in Spain and his wife just had a new grandchild. So in a couple weeks, I'm going to be going to Spain and seeing the newest being that has popped into body. And what life is that? What's the road trip for that person? And so I just have to say that if you can take time to connect to yourself as consciousness, find whatever way works for you to be centered in that way, and aware as consciousness, it makes this whole thing of life easier to navigate. And my purpose for being here is a whole other video for another time. So if you like these videos, please like, share, subscribe. You can also sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I have recordings of the radio show that I had for about 10 years, and I have my blog that has a good 10 years of blog posts on it, and my YouTube channel has all of my YouTubes, so lots and lots of videos there. So and oh, you're right, and also I really look forward to your comments. If you've had experiences like this or questions or anything like that, go ahead and pop them in the chat, and I look forward to connecting with you there as well. So done for now, and I will see you in the next video.